Hello. I think we're live. Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Shut Door or Door Shutter. Hopefully, coming to you. I'm not saying it on my second monitor here. Oh, I think we're good. All right. Yes. Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Shut Door, Door Shutter, coming back to you with another episode of Tekkit Classic. I wanted to play this. I was gonna play something originally, but honestly, I just didn't have enough time to set up anything else. So we're just gonna hop back into Tekkit Classic, and hopefully, I don't end this stream with a nosebleed because that's what happened last live stream, and so we'll just hope that that does not happen this time. I quickly want to get some sugarcane going. For not really any particular reason, but we may need it in the future for something odds and ends. We may as well just get it going. Let me quickly pause that real fast. Okay. So I'm seeing plenty of it around this area. Just kind of plants it around this bay, I think is what I'll do. So today we are going to get resources. That's going to be the main purpose. Getting some iron, getting some gold, redstone, kind of the works, I really guess we could say. And potentially trying to get into Project E just like immediately. Uh, Probably very base level Project E, but still. So let's go grab some wood real quick, and we will head down to the mines. Let's go 12 pieces, and let's just craft up a workbench real quick. Oop. And maybe a new sword. We'll craft up a new sword and an iron pickaxe. Okay. We're off to go see what we can mine down here. I guess I already had a workbench down here. It's been a minute since I've played. It's been a week, so I can't remember where I fully was. But let's mine up the Nicolite, which we may use at some point. Not 100% sure when, but it'll be a while before we actually start looking at this. Some redstone, fantastic. And I still get thrown off by the fact that items don't like try and go together like in the modern versions. It's definitely something that I'm glad they did because it makes things, much easier to pick up and also like less intensive on performance as well. I mean, whenever this was a thing, computers were a lot less performative, but still now some people are probably able to play Minecraft on newer versions, right? I hope at least. Okay, let's keep on mining here. Do we just want to build a shovel real quick? Might not be the worst option. Because I can't just, like, excavate through, right? I have to actually mine each individual piece. I need to go grab some torches real quick. I hope everybody's Friday's going good, though. I know mine is so far. Gotta remember to keep drinking water. I may want to invest in getting some stairs. Um, yeah, we'll take some of that coal with us as well, just in case. Okay, back down we go. I remember back one of the biggest things with like that Nikolite ore is a lot of people were mistaking it for diamonds. I remember that like being such a big thing. It really doesn't look anything like it. I mean, even the old textures. But we can compare it, I guess, kind of whenever we actually find our first diamond set. The good thing we've actually just ran into coal as well. Somebody just needs to backport Apotheosis back to this version so we can make sure that we have our overpowered enchants. You know, actually, Apotheosis would be significantly more difficult on a version like this because not all ores that usually drop XP, and actually maybe none of them do. Because I don't think I've gotten a single bit of XP from any of the ores that I've mined. So, Apotheosis would definitely be a lot more difficult. Yeah, back whenever I first kind of started playing this with people, a lot of those servers, if you had um like I mean some of them of course were updated to the 3.1.3 version and some were 3.1.2, but yeah, there was one that I played probably months of time into with just a group of people, and I could never get a hold of any of those people because, you know, it was back when Discord didn't exist and TeamSpeak was kind of like not really commonly used. And so I couldn't get a hold of anybody to get on the server and destroy a block that actually corrupted my area and would not let me actually spawn back in. And so I was never able to get back on that server. And then I think I checked back like a few months later and it was gone. It's like most of them don't have donations, right? Which is way harder because you couldn't really make mods or plugins for that version to actually add like shop methods and things of that sort. But yeah, I understand you on there. Okay, we're at Bedrock. Um, yeah. I think that was about 2013 is back when I was playing that on that server, if I'm not mistaken, because I think I was trying to get a hold of somebody else that had a Minecraft account so I could try and get on it and get going again. But yeah, they didn't want me to do that, or they wouldn't let me do that. So yeah, it was 2013 because I remember actually Skype. You saying that, I remember actually talking to somebody on Skype about that. Man, that makes me feel old. And now Skype's shutting down, which is also just a crazy thing. Skype's been around for so long. An absolutely ridiculous amount of time. The grandfather of like video chats, Zoom kind of thing. Like it's the grandfather of a lot of that technology. That's kind of insane to me to think about. Skype's been around a long time. But I think whenever you rely on your business model being like Skype minutes and stuff, like those were the kind of paid products during that time. It's such a strange concept. But that's 100% why I'm playing this again, is just kind of nostalgia. You know, I haven't played a pack that I've enjoyed, that like an older pack, in a hot minute, and so I decided, you know what, let's get on this, see how much everything's changed. And one of the many things that I think that a lot of people don't remember is when you could not switch audio channels. You had to have your headphones in, or you had to have your speakers, and if you tried to change that during playing the game, you'd have to restart the entire game. It was actually only recently fixed. And also, of course, you can actually change your audio output source in the sound settings. I mean, like, that stuff is recent, in the last, like, 5 years. And it's kind of mind-blowing to me. Because I actually had to do that again, where I was like, hey, wait, I'm using my speakers. I probably should have switched to my headphones before starting the game. Yeah. So this is actually NEI. This is the one of the originals. TMI is the actual original, but TMI was not actually a recipe viewer, I don't think. In all technicality, it was a item viewer. Well, NEI was an item viewer and a recipe viewer, and JEI came around once. Chicken, which is the original mod author for NEI, Ender Chest. I mean, that guy made a lot of different mods, but they, stepped away, and so they had a spot for a new recipe viewer, which is when JEI came around. And then now, of course, you've got REI and MEI with or not EMI. Yeah, EMI is like the newest one, the newest kid on the block. And it appears a lot of people like EMI more than JEI, and that's kind of an interesting thing as well. Just like random Minecraft modded knowledge. There you go. What I want to look for real quick is a divination rod, or divining rod from equivalent exchange. So this is actually charcoal, not coal, by the way, because charcoal and coal still have the same texture in these versions. And that will be fantastic. So let's throw 8 pieces of logs in here and a piece of coal. And then we will get the low tier of the covalence dust. And let's actually go for this one, I think, rather than the low tier. We're going to need all these covalence dusts anyway, so I'm just going to work on getting them all. And then, of course, once we get diamonds, we'll be able to get the 3rd tier, and that will be when we're able to start getting into equivalent exchange a little bit. So, fantastic stuff here. So, and a lot of this knowledge is going to definitely be old and maybe not right, so be cautious if you're actually looking for something tutorial-wise. Let's grab that back out. So we need to look at... I don't have any more iron left, so we're going to have to get this down. Yeah, Hexit... I think one of the things that I miss about the, like, Technic, which is the launcher and the company, is they don't do anything anymore. Like, their whole thing is now making Tekkit Remastered or Hexit 2 remasters, or, remastering Hexit or whatever. And basically everything else is kind of just crap. And I feel like they definitely stagnated and they just never could come back. And that sucks because they were kind of one of the original mod pack makers, right? Like, I think there was some with FTB, but it wasn't like so much that everybody was playing it, right? Like, the pyramid maps from FTB, those are kind of the OG challenge packs. And then you, of course, had Tekkit, which actually was called Tekkit 3, I thought. And then, of course, now it's Tekkit Classic. Because if you ever look back on old wikis, you'll hear about Tekkit 3, which is We're on 3.1.2 or 3.1.3. So yeah, and it kind of sucks. I really wish they would do more because I would love. Actually, we do need to have some of this. I would love to have like an actual decent pack put out, but it's been a long time. 'Cause I remember I tried to play Tekkit 2 as like, hey, remember this? Like this is cool. Let's try and play this. And I just didn't enjoy any of it because the problem with it was that they tried to force Industrial Craft. I think it was Industrial Craft Classic. I think maybe it was the other one. I know there was two versions at that time, two different versions and two different branches basically, and they forced that, and it kind of sucked. So I just stopped playing it. So what did I just make? Let's talk about that. Divining Rod. This is going to allow for us to check EMC values in a specific range. Forward range and somewhat height range, I do believe. And if we just right click, I guess there's also a little cooldown here. So we can actually see what values are in that range. So it looks like this one is not too big of a range. So yeah, we're seeing this, the best found. So that's your EMC value. So for example, this is I think 128. So if we actually mine this, yeah, you can see there's 128. So definitely some good stuff. And we should be able to find diamonds and uranium and things like that because they have high EMC values. Yeah, if it feels like if you just did Tekkit remastered like they should have, and not implemented anything finicky or funny, like the IC2 power requirements and stuff, it would have been a perfect pack, I think. Because also, like, Buildcraft and IC2 haven't been around in a long time, and they had an opportunity to make something truly special. Like, hey, remember this? Nostalgia, here you go, with modern controls. And they definitely goofed. We got something here. Oh, redstone, fantastic. And some coal, I will take that. But we're gonna need to find diamonds, and I don't remember diamond gen on this version. Oh, we actually got sapphires as well. Get a sapphire pickaxe if we wanted to. Sapphire sword, maybe not a bad idea. These actually do have pretty decent EMC values. Not too high, but definitely decent. I'm still holding out hope that Buildcraft and Industrial Craft come back to 1.20 or 1.19 or something soon. I feel like those mods are extremely out of date at this point. But at the same time, I feel like there's always a spot for them because I would love early game progression to go and get a quarry from Buildcraft to get the resources quicker. Because in all honesty, the Buildcraft quarry is very simple to make. You just kind of need to get the power gen for it. And if you have the ability to get like the combustion generators and the what are they called? The steam generators, these things which are the ones that require coal, or the ones that require lava, which is these here, the combustion. Definitely some good stuff, and they aren't that expensive. So just, you know, I think that'd be a pretty cool concept, but they just have to have people that are willing to get that ported. I think we need to kind of be around like 10, right? Like 10, 11-ish. Vanilla Minecraft stole cooldown from Equivalent Exchange 2. Can confirm. Ooh, iron. Fantastic. Because I feel like if you took, this is just like off the rails, if you take Buildcraft and you were to add the ability to have like Ender IO conduits and the kind of like machines from like thermal expansion, I think that would be one of the best mods in my opinion, because I think Thermal's machines are far superior than most, because you have the ability to auto eject and auto input and stuff like that. No, and like even advanced quarries, which is like the main focus is quarries, that mod's still kind of terrible. Just because it makes its own like crafting system and stuff. Ooh, we got lapis lazuli. But this was back when lapis was about as uncommon or even more uncommon than diamonds. I remember that. Oh, I made a hole apparently. Kind of hoping I just get like lucky and see an 8,000 value. Yeah. See, because I would love an upgradable quarry that makes it like easy, better, towards the end game kind of thing, where it's like maybe it pulls from the void or whatever, but make it to where you have to actually get the resources, right? Like don't make it super easy, and then just send it, right? That way you can always use your quarry, and I think that'd be a fantastic system. But yeah, there's so many odds and ends nowadays of resource gen, but in all honesty, quarries will always be my favorite. The digital miner from Mechanism kind of comes close, but it doesn't just hit that spot, right? Like, I love seeing the quarry build itself up and, deploy its frames and all of that stuff. It's just chef's kiss. The fact that that was done on this version, like, Minecraft was in its infancy, and they're like, "Hey, yeah, we can make this mod." Just nuts. And this was really without a lot of Mojang's help. Nowadays, they've got a lot more help from Mojang to understand the code base and all of that stuff. And it's like that to me, even just makes it more impressive. Like anybody that modded this version, like this up here, this Wayla Jade looking thing, that is actually a more modern mod. Somebody actually went back and developed a mod for 1.2.5? Is that what version we're in? Yes, 1.2.5. Somebody made a mod for this. I think this mod's a little old now. It's about 2 years old, but still, that's a decent amount of time. Ooh. Like, if I was skilled enough, I would definitely love to make a mod for 1.2.5. But I don't have enough skill for that. So, I make YouTube videos instead. Maybe one day. Ooh, we got our first diamonds. I'm gonna mine those in a second. I'm gonna light some stuff up here first. Yeah, so Nikolite really does not look like diamonds unless you're looking at it in the dark. Man, the old lava texture. Mmm. So let's... Oh, I'm actually out of wood. Diamonds. 8,000 EMC. I believe you actually need these to make a handful of things from EE2. Yes, you need 4 to make the energy condenser, and then the alchemical chest is 1. So in total, we need a lot more than what I have. The OG emeralds. Yeah. And the fact that this was like the first version of basalt, like I don't think it really a whole lot of mods added basalt or any other kinds of like ore generation blocks that weren't, ores. I think that's awesome. So just like generate a volcano. Red power, like red power by itself is one of the most interesting and, dare I say, complex mods in this pack. And now I say that with Buildcraft and IC2 being in here, but I say that because they figured out how to make like redstone signals and cables and stuff travel up walls. Like, I can't sleep. Oh, goodness gracious. I can't open that door either because I feel like a creeper's gonna just like explode. So let's do something else here. So I want to grab... What did I want to grab with this? This was a piece of coal. And a diamond to get that. And then that gives us the highest tier covalence dust. And that gives us the highest tier divining rod. Fantastic. Okay. So let's also grab a pickaxe. I think I'll do emerald for now, instead of using irons. Iron ingots, not irons. Goodness gracious. Okay, we may need another chest here as well. Yeah. I think that's one of my biggest problems nowadays, is basically everything's a tech mod as like the big mod, right? And I mean, Mechanism in and of itself is probably the biggest tech mod. Thermal is not really massive, I would say. I think that mod is just like machines, right? You don't have multi-blocks where you're making fusion reactors and fission reactors, and Mechanism is like top tier with that stuff. But you've got Ender IO trying to come back from the dead, and it just doesn't feel like it has a place anymore because it's been so long. And it's also not really fully feature complete yet, I don't believe. So it's kind of like, why would I go download that mod when I could have Mechanism or when I could have X, Y, and Z, right? But yeah, red power is definitely one of the best, especially because it also had this whole stuff. The whole micro blocks and covered jackets, and man, yeah, and also the original wireless transmission of redstone. Forgot about that one. Hello, spider. And I also forgot in this version, I have to light everything up. Yeah. Well, the version that I liked the best of basically most mods is 1.4. That's kind of when thermal was introduced, and when you had the upgrade tiers and stuff like that. Is similar to Ender IO, right? Like, you didn't have the capacitors. The capacitors to me kind of just seem meh. Like, I genuinely don't care about the capacitor system. I prefer being able to be like, hey, let me pull this machine down, craft it into a better tier, right? Like, that was what I loved more. Well, that was rude. Blew up my hole. Taco Bell all over again. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to work on lighting up the area a lot more than I normally would. But, like, I remember back when Ender.io and Thermal were, like, two of the most common mods, and Mechanism was there, but it just wasn't popular, right? Like, it wasn't as popular and really just wasn't used. Because, like, right now, I think we're on Mechanism 10, like, version 10, basically. And I would say it is pretty decent. Like, I think that it's really got no more improvement left in it, in my opinion. Maybe some more like reactors and stuff, like different types and fluids and stuff. But I think that's fine. Sometimes it's good to just be done, kind of thing. But I'm seeing add-on mods coming out a lot more for mods like Mechanism and Thermal and uh refined or actually, what is it? Applied Energistics? Yes, I had to think of the name because Refined Storage isn't out yet. And that's going to be Refined Storage 2. And I think the crazier thing is there's so many people that still don't understand how modding works. And, like, not really, like, understand it, but, like, that these people do this for free. And they do it because they enjoy it. Not because they're getting tons and tons of money. They may get some out of it, right? Like, there's some to be made, but not like millions of dollars, right? Like, or enough to live off of for your, it adds padding, I guess you could say, more than anything. I think without Minecraft mods, and this is like a really big thing to say, I feel like the features in Minecraft there would be a lot of them that would not exist. That would be for sure. Because without Quark, for example, you would not have the ability to place mob heads on top of a note block and make a pig sound or the mob sound, right? Like, that was actually a feature of Quark. And you have a lot of things like that were features originally by mods, and now they are implemented as features. It's a really strange thing. Yeah, they just kind of waste chest space. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Definitely on those capacitors. Got like coal back there, maybe. Some more coal, maybe. Okay, I might want to branch out here. And I think the thing is I would probably say that without modded Minecraft, Minecraft would most likely not be sold off to Microsoft, and I don't think it would have been as successful. Like, I think people underestimate the amount of people who play modded Minecraft to some capacity, right? And it's just strange to me that there's still not a lot of, like, forward support from Mojang, like, actually giving an official mod loader, or anything of that sort. Yeah, and now Optifine's not even like top dog anymore, right? Like Optifine hasn't been top dog in a long time because I think the guy got complicit, and now he's losing, I would assume, a lot of revenue because of that, right? Like, if I were knowledgeable enough to have created Optifine, my first thought would be always make it compatible with the mod loaders that are available on the market. Because if you don't, then people are going to either make their own or find another one that somebody else has already made. See, I think the problem is, though, is now they are kind of doing official mod support, right? Because data packs, which they've been just drilling left and right, has become very robust. Like, there's a lot you can do. So, my thought on that is they are not saying it's official mod support, but I think that's kind of where it's leaning, right? And I mean, the other thing is, though, is with these data packs, a lot of mods are able to actually simplify their creation by using these data packs. So it's kind of like, hey, if this is their official modding support, fantastic, because now modders can make their mods more efficiently and effectively using official tools provided by Mojang. Even if it's two different languages, two different kind of coding languages in a sense. So it's kind of like they are, but they aren't fully admitting. And that, to me, is kind of weird. Yeah, and they are becoming more and more useful. And more things can be done inside them. Like, if you are knowledgeable enough, you could make enchantments, like, you know, all of Apotheosis enchants inside of a data pack if you really put your mind to it. Like, I think there's so much that people haven't tapped into with data packs that I feel like sooner or later it's going to happen, and it's going to happen really quickly. But because I mean, they just keep updating and adding more and more functionality to it. Instead of doing like a full release of like, hey, here's these mod tools, they've got everything you could ever need. It's, hey, here's this partially done mod tool that we're going to keep updating, so that way you have access to this feature and this feature. Which is a weird way to do it. But, you know. So how many diamonds do we have? We just picked up one. Because I think Mojang is kind of, in their own way, really just leaving modders alone enough to let them do things and then take those ideas. And I know that's kind of like, oh, that would be awful to just take people's ideas, but realistically, there's nothing modders can do about it. I mean, as long as they don't steal the like one-to-one conversion names and everything, I don't think it's terrible, right? Even if it's your own idea. Oop, there's a ruby. Okay. And we're getting some pretty good stuff so far. Ooh, that's what we need right there. So that is actually all of the diamonds we need to get the chest. So as long as we don't commit death, we should be good. No. Bad creeper. Give me the sapphires and I'll leave. Yeah. And I still wish that you could revert back to the old world gen a lot of the times, because I think that old world gen is just, it's so nostalgic that I honestly miss it a lot more than I thought I ever would, because I genuinely like the world being expanded, but I also really like the world being smaller, because then you know you're kind of limited on resources a lot more. And it just kind of makes me, you know, have to think a little bit more sometimes on where I want to put my base, and, you know. And also resources are a lot harder to find. And I think that also made the game a lot better, in my opinion, because now it's not as easy. Yeah. Because what? You don't, I think, like, the copper, you don't have any copper tools, you don't have any tin tools. Like, I know mechanism's a big thing like that. They have the osmium tools, the other materials that they've added. Yeah, I know what you're talking about there. I know that was one of the things when emeralds were first introduced, is everybody and their mother made an emerald pickaxe mod or something. Like, it was just insane. I feel like we've done pretty decent this episode with getting resources. I feel like I've gotten a lot more than I normally would. But I think it's also because, like, the air thing with modern ores, where some of it can't be touching, you know, the outside air in a cave. Well, now it's just, hey, here's stone, I can put ore here. I'm just checking out some things. Kind of seeing what we have, because I don't remember raised that much. One of the OG world mini-map mods. You know, I think one of the things is, though, is basically all, if not maybe not all, most of the mods on Minecraft forums have just gone, you know? And I think that's such a sad thing. There was so many mods that have just been destroyed over the years with bad links and things like that now. Oh no, my pickaxe. I have to make another one. Let's see. What kind of pickaxe do we want? Just do sapphire for now, I think. Yeah, sapphire sounds good. I think all of these guys technically have the same EMC value. Rubies, emeralds, and sapphires. So that's not too big of a deal. Okay, let's pick up this dirt real quick. And then carry on. So I want to at least make the tool for, or the chest, right? I want to make the chest. And then I think I might wrap this up early. Kind of just tired. Didn't get much sleep last night. Got back from my work conference and then proceeded to zonk out. And really did not sleep restlessly. You know, I was restless as can be. Oh, the original Steve's Carts. Yeah, that was fantastic. And then they ruined it by kind of trying to revive it, but now it's just garbage. Because you have to actually use like real world time to wait for carts to be built and stuff. That is just stupid to me. The concepts are still there, but not the execution. That's all I've got to say on that. I feel like at some point, when people start taking over mods, that love and vision that the other people could see, like, you know, just anybody could see, it just goes bye-bye. And I think at that point, there's no need for that person to continue making the mod or revising it unless they go back to the original. I mean, because for like example, Mine Factory Reloaded. If you don't know what that is the original Industrial Foregoing. That is the base mod for Industrial Foregoing. That is a pure vision of love and caressing the inner thigh that I've ever seen. Because I feel like that mod they've added so much that genuinely adds more and more better features continuously. And it doesn't diminish the original, right? But anything like Steve's Carts 2 by the Creeper Host team, that absolutely vile mod doesn't need to exist. What I'm doing right now, by the way, is just digging to the house. I really don't feel like dying. And also, yes, I just called Industrial Foregoing as something that caresses the inner thigh. but I can't say that I've really seen a lot of mods that are that good compared to the care and love that have been put into Industrial 4 going. I like off the top of my head, maybe Reliquary. Technically, that's a remake, the one we keep seeing that keeps popping up in newer versions. Yeah. Well, I think the problem though is it's not fully that way with like games. It's for some reason they want to make everything for everyone and not make a game for one specific audience. They want to make as much money as possible, but to make money, they do it the stupidest way possible. And they're like, well, nobody's buying our game. We don't know why it failed. Well, it's because if you've got the IP of Dragon Age, I don't want to have my characters look like they're, really cartoonish. I love the old gritty style of Dragon Age. To me, Dragon Age the Veilguard may be a good game, but in all honesty, I don't want to play it because it's not faithful to the original kind of material, right? Like the original world. But if you can take that love and um all of that and still do it, fantastic. It's like I would say one of the middle roads of that is like Project E, right? That mod carried on Equivalent Exchange 2's concepts and they added their own, but to me that mod always has felt half baked. And I don't really know how to put my finger on it, but it always just kind of feels meh. It doesn't have the same oomph for some reason to me, and I don't know why. That flesh thing mod. I think I know what you're talking about, but I'm not even sure at this point. There's so many mods. I think one of the ones that I genuinely let me see if I can find it. So they've actually altered the mod. It was originally called XP Obelisk. Um, what is it called? Yes. So there's a mod called Cognition that is honestly one of the mods of all time, you know? I definitely think that it is a fantastic concept, right? Because it adds your XP obelisk and stuff, and it doesn't really add too much more. I think it now adds like armor and stuff, but it's still got that. They kind of added it to where you have to get some progression through the own mod to get the actual stuff, but still, it's definitely a a decent mod. Cognition. Definitely a good mod to look at. That's one of the only mods that I can think off the top of my head of like, what's a good mod that's modern? I think that one. It's a very small mod. I think they've started expanding it a little bit, which of course, labor of love. If they want to, they can, right? It's their mod, but it's still something that I think shows that they cared. It's just a single block for that one. It's just called an experience obelisk, I do believe is the name of it, like the actual name of the block, but I can't remember. It's been a minute since I've actually played that because not a lot of packs have it because just our things came out and that has an experience obelisk, so nobody needs cognition, which I think is wrong. It's definitely one you should give a try. I think it's a very good mod. I haven't played with it in a minute, so there may be more stuff that I'm not sure about, but if there is, oh well. So yeah, just one of the mods I could just think of, right? So let's look at the alchemical chest. We actually may need diamond or a pickaxe for this, by the way. We may need a diamond pickaxe because I forgot that we need to have obsidian for the second part of this. But that may come later down the line. We actually may want to do this before we do this. Let's actually do that. Let's grab a bag. Do I have enough wool for this? I do. Okay, let's do that. This actually is going to be super useful because it's similar to a backpack. We'll be able to put more items in it. If we die with it, well, good luck. But I think that should be okay. We need stone. Yeah. I don't even there. I mean, there's just so many mods. I think like Ori Tech, that new tech mod that just kind of came out that has like quarries and stuff on it. I think that one's an interesting one to look at. I don't really remember the full name, but that one I haven't played with, so I won't fully recommend it. But I know that one's definitely got some cool animations and stuff. But cool animations does not make the mod fantastic. I'm gonna say that. I love animations. I love when people get creative, but sometimes creative may just be creative on the outside, not very cool on the inside, right? All right, let's do this. I don't have the iron still. That's one thing I completely forgot about NEI is you can't shift click into the actual interface like you can with JEI, which is one of the many features that JEI actually revolutionized. Shift clicking into the inventory without having to put all your items in there. Definitely something I love. Okay. So we've got the alchemical bag or alchemy bag. And then one of the other things is I want to see if we can actually grab this, which is the repair talisman or talisman of repair. We're kind of just hitting all of the small things with equivalent exchange 2. Must have said EE2 for some reason. I don't even know what that mod would be. So 1 1 2 2 3 3 and then string, and then I forgot to make the paper. Okay, try that one more time. Did I do this wrong? I swapped these two colors. Okay. And if you don't know what this does, by the way, it's actually very simple. Throw your tools in here, and they'll start to repair. Very cool. Very good. So let's just toss our tools in there. This was the mending before mending. Project table. I honestly was thinking about that just now. Let's see. So we need wood with more wood. So wood. A wood chuck. If a wood could chuck wood. No, I'm just kidding. All right. We got the stone. Let's grab a chest. Let's grab the crafting table. And then let's make this recipe happen. And let's get this out of the way. The fully repaired stone pick or stone axe. And this will now be my life because I will throw everything into this because I accidentally do that all the time when I used to use these. Okay, so what we can actually do now is we can make a diamond pickaxe and we can harvest up some obsidian. Where? Because we don't have ruined nether portals to pick obsidian out of. This, yeah, Red Power, not Project Red. Two different mods. Um, revolutionize, and I will use the word revolutionize a lot with a lot of these mods because they did revolutionize the modding atmosphere at this time. They genuinely revolutionized so many things. Wireless redstone in general. Um, I mean, there's probably something similar to the comparator in this mod before the comparator ever was even a concept. Like, I feel like there's definitely something in here. Let's see. We go scroll to Project Red, or Red Power, goodness gracious, apologies. And we look at their circuits. We've got a timer, a sequencer, a state cell, an RS latch, a NOR gate, OR gate, NAND gate, AND gate, XNOR gate, XOR gate, pulse former, whatever in the world that thing is, a toggle latch, a NOT gate, a buffer gate, a multiplexer, repeater, the synchronizer, randomizer, transparent latch, light sensor. So that's the original light sensor. That was before the daylight sensor, ladies and gentlemen. That is nuts. The null cell, invert cell, non-invert cell, the counter. I wonder if that's kind of similar to the comparator. Yeah, whole bunch of goodies. Whole bunch of goodies. And then, of course, you've got its pipe system and everything as well, which is a whole other thing. I would assume there's definitely something in here. I'm not 100% sure what all these even do, but I would think the counter either counts up to a certain amount or counts the redstone signal coming in. Maybe. So it might be something to look at. Yeah. But the fact that there's the light sensor, that's kind of cool. Didn't even know that was a thing back then. So many good things. No, actually, the repeater um, is actually different, which is kind of funny. I was thinking that too, but I remember the repeater's actually been in for a long time. But this repeater is different than this repeater because this repeater is most likely better than this repeater because it might actually repeat signals, which might be an interesting thing. Also, that it grew pretty darn quickly. Ooh. Actually, I need to go grab a water bucket. But then again, this red power may have been in and it may have been created before. It genuinely might have had the original repeater. Not gonna lie. I don't even know when this mod was actually first released. Let's actually see if I can find that. Red Power. It looks like Direwolf 20 had a mod spotlight on Red Power 2 back in 2012. So I would assume Red Power 1 was even before that. Let's see if this thread's actually... Oh, cool. They've got an ad blocker thing on Minecraft Worms now. Trying to see still here. So it looks like I'm scrolling down to how old is this? 2011? Like, and this is like tubes and everything on this version. Oh, does this mod has the original frames that you can move with pistons and stuff. Yeah, the Just Our Things mod. Yeah, I've seen it. I've played with it a little bit here and there. But that's still Red Power 2. On December 5th, 2011. What else? I'm just gonna keep going. How long? Like, I remember what this is Elaram. I think they were making a new mod or a new game. Yeah, it looks like they actually Minecraft 1.8, which was the beta version. Yeah, they added volcanoes into the game on September 8th, 2011. That's their last blog post, like the very first blog post that they've ever done. That to me is insane. Like, yeah, back in 2011, they were talking about adding rubies and sapphires and all of the new ores. Holy piss, Batman. That makes me feel old. And the thing is, though, is you also have to realize in this version of Minecraft, you had item IDs. You had to account for that. Which is another thing that a lot of people don't remember, is item IDs were around until like 1.12. Which to me is still nuts because 1.12 wasn't even that long ago. I mean, that was probably what, 10 years ago now? When was 1.12? 2017? So, like 8 years ago? I was kind of kidding about the 10 years thing, but now I feel old. Holy piss. All right. That is some ancient. It's like ancient text, my friends. You speak of the ancient worlds, you know, that kind of thing. 1.12, man. Item IDs. Because now everything's item tags and NBT, or now it's components, right? Not NBT. You don't. I got to get it right here now. I would say, and this is a really weird thing to say, modern Minecraft happened after 1.12. 1.12 was that point between old school Minecraft and new. Yes, because the 1.13 was actually when item IDs were fully removed. So it's literally the halfway point of ancient Minecraft to modern Minecraft. Old school Minecraft, whatever you want to call it. And there's people that still play on 1.12. And that to me is still also insane. Like they play it on a regular basis. And I know for like this game, to play this, I had to backdate my Java JDK to like Java 7. Like it would not let me work on anything other than Java 7, which is insane. So if you just want to feel a little bit older, right? Like just think about how old Minecraft is. That game is 15 years old. There's children that are that grew up and now are 15 years old in 2010. That is nuts. There are children. That's nuts. No, I'm just kidding. That's Yeah, 2015, man. 10 years ago. No, wait, what? 2010. 2010, 15 years ago, not 2015. I'm sorry. I just, like, jumbled everything up there for a second. Okay, so once we get this, we need to actually find one more diamond. Now, we need to find more diamonds. Or can we look at... tablet? Tube stuff? What in the hell is tube stuff? I don't remember that mod at all. Okay, I think we're good. We can actually get some diamonds, I think. We'll have to do like an EMC generator and everything on this. That's gonna be fun. Breaking down blaze rods and stuff to get more EMC. I think next time I do a live stream of this pack, we're gonna go to the Nether, and we are going to experience the old school Nether, and that's gonna be some fun stuff. Okay, so let's get... Actually, we do need to go to the Nether for this because we need glowstone. We actually can't do that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna wrap this up here. I think we've made enough progress to kind of just settle down for a little bit. I'm going to throw this in here so this will get nice and repaired, which is fantastic. I'm going to actually swap to this pickaxe as well. And I'll probably throw this one in the chest. But we do need more diamonds. We will go to the Nether next episode, next live stream, which I think I'm going to start streaming this pack a little bit more than Sky Factory 5. I don't even know if I'll keep the Sky Factory 5 stuff live because honestly, I don't know if I'll ever continue it. We got all the dyes. That was kind of all I needed to do in that pack, basically. I wish it was more complicated. But I don't know. Maybe we'll continue that one. But I definitely want to play this. I'm honestly having a lot of fun. I'm just having fun. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay awesome. I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.